even before I knew that Dune was so successful, I wrote Dune Messiah, which was planned as a pivotal book pointing both backward and forward because I had a long-range concept of the treatment of this messianic impulse in human society. End quote.
Interesting.
That to me is very, very interesting.
Yeah.
Specifically, this quote from the Vertex magazine responds to this conversation in the Dune fandom that was happening online, where folks online were like, I read Dune, I loved the movie, should I wait for Denis Villeneuve's Messiah, or should I just read Messiah now? Or should I even read Messiah at all? Is it that important?
Yeah.
And you and I, of course, have always had the stance that like Messiah is incredibly important to understanding Frank's original message and in not misunderstanding it as a hero's journey, realizing it's actually a warning against messiahs. And Frank himself here is practically saying that. He's saying, I already had the idea for Dune and Dune Messiah and the larger arc of this messianic figure. And Dune Messiah was a pivotal book in that story. What was important to him telling the larger story that he was trying to tell and in understanding his message. So that to me puts to rest any questions of, did Frank Herbert actually say Messiah was important? Or was it just a sequel he wrote to a book that got popular?
Yeah.
And it's clear to me that he had it planned from the start. And he always believed Messiah was an important part of the story to understanding the themes.
Yeah, I also think it can be a little column A, column B, where you see the way that your story's landing and the questions people are asking and what they're taking away from a book, and then adjust course a little bit so that the thesis of the first book is even more clear with the subsequent novel, and that it's not, as you're saying, some people might see it as just, oh, let me ride the coattails of my newfound success. It's, no, I'm continuing the same point that I was making in the first book that I intended
that's
to
a great
in the first
point.
place.
Yeah, maybe he didn't initially plan on leaning so hard into Space Hitler, but then he was like, wait a second, people are reading Dune and really cheering for this Paul guy. I got to go hard the other way.
Yeah.
It's an interesting quote, and it's fascinating to hear it from Frank himself, that he had a pretty large overall plan for the Dune story he wanted to tell, figured out, from the very beginning. And it sounds like it was pretty much because of publishing industry reasons and needing to make money and getting his book published and editors like John Campbell Jr. having feedback that the book got sort of cut up. It sounded like he wanted to release a giant tome. And John Campbell Jr. was like, I can't sell a tome, but I can sell a trilogy. So if you want to do that.
Yeah, 100%. He's like, how do you feel about a 3,000-page book? Everyone's like, no. He's like, fuck, damn it. I'm tired of magazines.
Right.